Hello and welcome back to Paula Accent Maker, your professional traveling accent coach. As you can still see from my outfit, we are continuing today the topic of traveling, but this time I've decided to prepare for you the commonly mispronounced main European cities. As the summer holiday season is ongoing, many of you still travel a lot, and maybe to these cities and destinations we are going to discuss today. So let's get started. We are going to start with the UK and the capital city, which is commonly mispronounced like London. And it's not London, but it's London. You don't have lo, you have a la, like La La Land, but a bit more reduced. La, London, and not don, like to don attire, but dun, you have to reduce it. London, London. In our sentence. As a little girl, I used to live in London. Our second city is this one. And this is not Cambridge, but Cambridge, Cambridge. So you pronounce it like came, like I came back. Cambridge. I came back to Cambridge. Our next city is this one. I've already talked about this word in my film about the correct pronunciation of British counties. However, I can still hear that it's massively mispronounced, mostly something like Birmingham or Birmingham, whereas we pronounce it like Birmingham, Birmingham. You have long R, bur, not bir, but bur, and you don't pronounce final g. You need to reduce this ending. It's Birmingham. And if you watched my film about proper names of British counties, you remember that I told you to imagine that you are eating this ending. So it's Birmingham, yum yum yum. It's so tasty, yum yum yum. Birmingham. But don't exaggerate. Don't say Birmingham, Birmingham, because that's a bit too much. You have to pronounce this Birmingham, Birmingham. I used to work in Birmingham, not Nottingham. And the last Irish city is this one. Dublin, Dublin, Dublin. How to pronounce it? So the standard British pronunciation is Dublin, with the same sound that you have London, Dublin. However, don't be surprised when you hear some English native speakers, especially from Midlands and more up north, who pronounce it like Dublin, and even Dublin, Dublin. Generally, Irish people might even pronounce it like Dublin. I'm a Dubliner. So it might be Dublin, it might be Dublin, it might be Dublin. People who come from rather southern parts of England would pronounce it like Dublin. And now let's move to Poland, my country. And a very important thing, guys, it's not Poland, but it's po, round, po, ho, to, go, Poland, Poland. The capital of Poland is not Warsaw, not Warsaw, not Warsaw, not Warsaw. It's Warsaw. You have war, like Second World War, and then saw, like the past from sea. Some people say that Warsaw is the city that saw the war. Warsaw. And in British accent we don't pronounce middle and final r, we prolong the vowel. Warsaw. In the American accent we pronounce it like Warsaw, Warsaw, but we can also say Warsaw, Warsaw with a, Warsaw, and stronger. Warsaw, Warsaw. And another beautiful Polish city. It's not Krakow, Krakow, Kraków. In proper English, we have actually minimum 4 correct versions of pronunciation of this word. We can say Krakow, 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 or Krakow. But if you'd like to impress the local people, try to say Krakow, and everybody will love you. When it comes to American accent, it's not much different. We can say Krakow, 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 as you wish. Und jetzt Deutschland. Germany. The capital of Germany is not Berlin, but Berlin. Berlin. We stress the last syllable. Berlin. Or in American accent, Berlin. Berlin. Another fairly popular German city is, despite the original German pronunciation of this word, in English we pronounce it like Munich. Munich. Another popular German city where people very often have their stopovers is this one, and that's Frankfurt. Frankfurt, or in the American accent, Frankfurt. Frankfurt. And now, España, Spain. The capital of Spain is not Madrid, even though in Spanish they say Madrid or Madrid. It's Madrid. Madrid, you stress the last syllable. Madrid. And another equally popular, or maybe even more popular Spanish city is, and even though in Spanish they say Barcelona, we say in English Barcelona, and we need to round Lona, like lonely. Barcelona, or in the American accent, Barcelona. Barcelona. Portugal. The capital of Portugal is Lisbon. Lisbon, you reduce the ending. Bin, Lisbon. Another fairly popular Portuguese city, Porto. Porto. In British accent we skip a r and we need to round the final O, even though in Portuguese they pronounce the city like Porto, Porto. But unfortunately in English we have to round this ending, even though it sounds a little bit strange. So that's why it's Porto. In a very similar way, in American accent we say Porto or even Porto. Porto. And now, Switzerland. The capital of the German part of Switzerland is Zurich. Zurich. Sometimes we can also say Zurich. But the Americans will surely pronounce it like Zurich. Zurich. And the capital of the French part of Switzerland, Geneva. Geneva. And now let's move to Scandinavia. Sweden. The capital of Sweden is Stockholm. Stockholm, we don't pronounce it with sh, we don't say sta, and we skip le. We don't say Stockholm, but we say Stockholm, home like E.T. home. Stockholm. However, when it comes to the American accent, Americans would most surely pronounce it like Stockholm. Stockholm, or some of them would even pronounce final L and they would say Stockholm. Stockholm. Denmark. The capital of Denmark is Copenhagen. Copenhagen. Some people, but rather in American accent, would say Copenhagen, stressing the first syllable, Copenhagen. But the inhabitants, the Danish people, the Danes, pronounce the city like Copenhagen. Copenhagen. And I know because I've spent 2 years of my life living in Copenhagen, so Copenhagen. And now, Norway. The capital of Norway is Oslo. Oslo, although sometimes we might pronounce it with s, Oslo, but Norwegian people would say Oslo. Americans would say Oslo, or sometimes with s, Oslo. Let's sum up everything that we've learned today. We know how to say correctly London, Cambridge, Birmingham, Dublin or Dublin, Warsaw, or Warsaw, Krakow or Krakow, Berlin, Berlin, Munich, Frankfurt or Frankfurt, Madrid, Barcelona, Lisbon, Porto, Zurich or Zurich, Geneva, Stockholm, Copenhagen, Oslo. I hope you've enjoyed this geography lesson with me, and right now you will know how to pronounce these popular European cities. I wish you fantastic travels, great positive vibes, and only beautiful, beautiful traveling holiday destinations. Enjoy the summer. Bye-bye.